Okay, so I've got the ST16 from Yuneec here, and I've taken mine apart already, as you can see, and I'm just going to run through how you take it apart, because it didn't appear that obvious to me. It took a little bit of while for me to work it out. Basically, you got your rubber hand grips that you sort of grip round with it, and they simply peel off basically. So they've got little sort of 3 spigots on each one that goes in and then expands out, sort of almost like a grommet, I would say. And they'll push back in, no problem at all. You peel them off, and the reason you need to peel them off is to get access to some of the screws. You need a couple of tools for doing the job. You need a 1.5mm Allen key or hex wrench, they're called in some places, and you need a 2.5mm, and the 2.5mm undoes these 10 screws. So you've got these 2, and you've got these 2, these 2, these 2, and then these 2, and they're just sort of self-tapping screws. They don't actually go into a thread, they just cut into the plastic on the front of the ST16. And then the little awkward one that I just couldn't find for a while was actually this one here, because it's such a tiny one. This takes a 1.5mm. It doesn't look as though it's actually an Allen screw. It really doesn't. But it is. You need to definitely undo that one, otherwise you can't get it apart. Then once you've done all that, it's loose and free actually. It's quite easy then to work on. And you simply just pop it off, and it does come apart really easily, and then you just need to feed the power cable back through, out the way, and there you are, you're into the ST16. Now, why did I take my ST16 apart? I was just trying to insert a micro SD card into the slot here, and the slot on the actual bodywork is quite a bit larger than that slot, so I missed it, kept pushing, and it just disappeared and was just floating around in the actual body of the ST16. So I wasn't really very happy about that, to be honest, because it means I've had to strip it down for no real reason, to be honest. So what I'm going to do is just put a foam pad, just going to stick it on the top there, and that will stop that slot being too big. Then that will just fill that up. There's loads of gap under there, so it won't be a problem at all. So I hope that helps other people. That's basically how you strip down the ST16 to get in at whatever you want to get into. Oh, and just one last tip before I go. Because of the controls sticking out and everything on it, I just put it on a box with a cloth on it to protect the screen and everything, so it just sits above the bench and you don't damage anything. So that's us all back together. Putting the rubber bits back on, the grips back on, I actually found it easier just to keep quite a bit of pressure in one point, and it just seems the rubber seems to spread out inside. If not, you get really nervous that it's just not going to go back together. But no, that's all back as good as it came from Yuneec, I would say.